I'm joined now by Yianni Kourakis from WPRI in Providence. One of the Patriots beat writers, knows that team inside and out. And Yianni, this is a whole different era for the Patriots now. You know, for the first time in 20 years, this team might be thinking, and probably is thinking, quarterback in the draft. How likely and how early do you think the Patriots are thinking quarterback?
That is the million-dollar question, Thad. Right now they have Jarrett Stidham, a fourth rounder from a year ago, and veteran Brian Hoyer. So they need someone else in the mix. We don't know if Bill Belichick thinks Jarrett Stidham is the future. If he does, then I think Belichick maybe grabs someone in the third or fourth round. That's another arm. Maybe he competes with Stidham. But if they're not convinced it's Stidham, they pick at 23. There's been rumors they could move up and be intrigued if Tua falls out of Alabama, maybe they go after him. I'm looking at the list of guys right here. I think Justin Herbert goes too early for them. Jacob Eason out of Washington, maybe they can get in the second round. They don't have a second round pick. They'd have to move up. So I think it's a 100% chance they take a quarterback. Whether or not it's one of the big names right now, I'd say it's a 50-50 proposition.
Outside of the big three, the Burrow, Tua, Herbert group, who do you think the Patriots might be most interested in? Not necessarily what the fans like or what a scout likes, but from knowing that organization, what direction do you think they would want to go?
Well, I'm wondering if now that Tom Brady's gone, and Bill Belichick was asked about this, do they want someone maybe who's a little bit more mobile and to provide something they can do that they haven't been able to do for 20 years because Tom Brady, as good as he was, wasn't very mobile. So that's something that's pretty intriguing. But there's been rumors they like Jalen Hurts, and he obviously played at Alabama as well as Tua, and he's really close with Nick Saban. So it's really tough to get a good read on it. Belichick said last week, whoever their quarterback is next year, they're going to, use that person's qualities and advantages just like they did for Tom Brady. So if it's someone who's mobile, they'll start using mobile plays in that playbook. But no one knows. Bill Belichick was rumored to want Baker Mayfield a couple years ago. That didn't end up coming to fruition. And then maybe Lamar Jackson a couple years ago. So the one thing I'll say about Belichick is he may have a plan, but he's very flexible. So if someone is dropping, he will quickly make a move. He is not, this is what we're doing and sticking to it. He's very fluid on draft day.
Outside the quarterback, what are the Patriots' top draft needs? It seems like tight end would be high on the list, but this is not a great draft for that. Maybe pass rusher. What else do the Patriots need to hit on in this draft?
Yeah, I think tight end because really since Gronk left, they haven't filled that position, and they need more athleticism and speed, ideally at the edge position or linebacker. They lose Jamie Collins. They use Kyle Van Noy. So I'd say tight end, edge rusher, and I would say an offensive lineman too to shore up that group, which is protecting. We don't know who at quarterback, so they can use some help everywhere. It's a weird time. They have 12 picks, so they have a lot of positions, not a lot of room under the cap right now, so they're going to want to pick a lot of guys, and hopefully 3 or 4 of them hit.
12 picks, but not many in the top 3 rounds. Is this a draft you think Belichick is doing a whole lot of wheeling and dealing to maybe move a little more up than down?
I do. He really loves the second and third round, so I can see him packaging picks to get in there. They don't have their second round pick because of the trade for Mohamed Sanu last year. And I think I read a statistic. Since 2010, Belichick has had more draft day trades than anyone else. He's really good at maneuvering and maybe getting a 2 next year for his 3 this year if someone is dead, whatever the case may be, packaging things. So yeah, he'll be wheeling and dealing. Now, not the most tech savvy guy. How does this virtual draft impact that? I don't know, but he seems, when we talked to him last week, to be pretty good with the system. But I know there was some snafus on Monday when they went through the dry run of the virtual draft. So it'll be pretty interesting come Thursday.
All the past 10, 15 years of drafting, Patriots fans have had the confidence of knowing whoever they pick is going to work with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Right. Now you lose to Brady half of that. Is there more concern or maybe anxiousness about the Patriots have to get this draft right to continue to be a competitive team on top of the NFL, more so than in the past 10 years or so?
Absolutely. The Patriots have not had great drafts the last couple years. Part of that is missing. They missed a number 1 pick after Deflategate. They traded one for Brandon Cooks. So they haven't had a couple first-rounders recently, but not since 2013 have they drafted a Pro Bowl player who's still on their team in their system. So they need to hit If you go back over the 20 years, early in the Belichick tenure, 01, 02, 03, some great drafts, then in 09 and 10 again, and then there was sort of a lull. So this is one of those years if they want to restock that roster that's pretty aging, that they need to have a huge draft. So they didn't do much in free agency, so this is going to be huge for Belichick.
Yianni Kourakis from WPRI in Providence. Thanks for joining us, man. Really appreciate the insight.
Thank you.
All right, cool. I'm all set. You can go ahead and ask me for me if you want. Yeah.
All right. So Bills don't have a pick to the second round?
Correct. Pick 54 is their first.
What happened to the first rounder?
Stephon Diggs.
Ah.